out of time, Mike.
Don't you think I know that? Up on the top of the bridge. Looks like Shahid's second in command. And he's brought friends.
They're probably there to meet up with the convoy. You need to take them out now. The trucks will be here any minute. Don't know if he knows you're coming. If you can get behind to his position without being spotted.
Might be able to prevent him from warning the convoy. Got it.
First priority is the striker.
This is more like it. Time to use some Halbeck tech to resolve this problem. Shahid's inside, his head's got to be ringing by now.
Good job, Mike. Now be careful. Check to see if Shahid's still breathing.
So, you thought the death of one terrorist leader would somehow fix the world?
No, I thought that's what you were hoping. That killing Shahid would fix your problem.
Oh, it did. And I'd thank you, but... well, here I am.
Tie and all. Lucky for me.
There's always one thing I wanted to know. After you killed Shahid, why you did what you did next? Were you trying to find out what happened to your friends? Or were you after me? Trying to bring down Hellback, perhaps? Or maybe you were just cornered, looking for a way out. Is the blood on your hands not enough?
Coming from you, that's a bad joke. Get up.
You are here because America's greed demands it. Your country sleeps at Hellbeck's feet like a dog, hungry for its weapons.
Save the preaching. I'm here for the missiles you stole.
The missiles I stole? They shipped them to me. Then brand me a thief?
You said Halbeck shipped the missiles to you? Why?
I will tell you nothing. If you are ignorant, nothing I say will change your mind.
I think you'd be surprised. I suggest you tell me before I let some light shine into that skull of yours.
Go ahead then. Shoot me.
If you don't talk, you're going down alone. You want Halbeck to get the better of you?
They did not get the better of me. I used their weapons. Embarrassed them.
They hung you out to dry, Shahid. They gave you weapons, then sent us after you. Right now, you're the loser here, and I'm holding the gun. Besides, if Halbeck's involved, think of all the fun you'll have seeing one of America's biggest companies going down with you.
You would turn on Hellbeck?
I don't work for Halbeck.
Ah, and neither did I. A comforting thought, but it is a lie. You already know something is wrong. The data you found in the detention cells of our camp, that was not stolen missile data. That was given to us. You have two choices. You can believe me or kill me. Hellbeck uses you, but you do not see their influence. You will. Trust me in this.
I believe you, but evidence would help.
The missiles are not enough? Perhaps not. I have other information, and I can obtain more.
You mean if I let you go? No chance.
I give you my word. If you know anything about me, you know I honor a promise when given. When you see Hellbeck for what it is, I will come back and speak to you again. I will not hide, and I will bring proof.
All right. I'm willing to see it. What is this proof?
Call your agency, tell them I am dead. But to remove yourself from the area first, before they call. Give false coordinates. Unless you wish to speak to your dog next.
Where are you going?
I will contact you, and I think the information I can provide will be worth the time you have spent looking for me.
Mike?
I'm here. I dealt with Shahid.
And the missiles?
I've disabled the convoy. I haven't confirmed how many missiles we've recovered.
Your first priority is...
Westridge? Westridge, do you read me?
Mike, get out of there.
Mina?
I'm tracking multiple missiles homing in on your coordinates. Get out of
What
there.
the hell?
Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah. In stereo. Mina?
Mike, you're alive, thank God. You need to get out of there now.
I'm on it. What's wrong?
You're in danger. You need to get out of Saudi Arabia.
But Halbeck... the missiles...
Mike, Halbeck is the one that sent the missiles to your location. I think they wanted to erase the evidence of the missiles entirely, and you along with it.
Great, so now I'm reduced to being evidence? How did they get these coordinates?
That's the other problem. I think they have someone inside Alpha Protocol, and whoever it is fed them the coordinates for the missile strike.
That's pretty dramatic of you. Considering what I've seen about Halbeck's satellite system on the news, they could have been monitoring the area.
The targeting information was precise, Mike, and the missile logged on within seconds of you contacting us.
So you're saying someone assigned to Saudi Arabia? I don't have to tell you, that's a short list.
I know, Mike. That's why no one knows I'm talking to you right now.
We'll figure this out. For now, I need a way out of Saudi Arabia with the information I got from Shahid.
Already on it, Mike.
Thanks, Mina. And thanks for saving my ass.
It's my job, but you're welcome. Besides, I don't really like the idea of anything happening to that ass of yours on my watch.
That was an interesting response. I'd like to follow up on that. Later.
Just stay alive, Mike. All right?
Fine. So I need to get back to base. Can you get any choppers out here?
Mike, you can't come back.
What?
You're rogue. I checked the feeds. They've already sent out notifications to the intelligence agencies about your status. If they find you, they'll give you up to the government. If they don't kill you first.
Wait, what about Alpha Protocol? That's what the agency is for. To allow agents to carry out
No.
ops like this.
It's to allow the government to deny ops like this. So that if they're exposed, they can say they had no involvement. Mike, you're on your own. Alpha Protocol's the only thing protecting you right now.
I'm still analyzing the information I got from Shahid, but so far it checks out. He's been busy. And so is Halbeck.
So there was a connection between Al Samad and Halbeck.
Looks that way. But what worries me is why. According to this, Halbeck's got 3 targets. Taipei, Rome, and Moscow. Transmitting the information now. Looks like the missiles were shipped through Moscow. Halbeck's got a distributor there, or had one. As for Rome, it looks like an Al-Samad cell was activated, but I don't know why. And in Taipei, Ronald Sung, the president of Taiwan. Someone's been ordered to assassinate him.
This doesn't make sense. What does Halbeck hope to gain?
A profit. Halbeck wants to raise global tensions, spark a Cold War, and turn the world into their private marketplace.
They'll be able to secure military contracts and a steady consumer base for their weapons for years to come, if they succeed.
I need to warn someone.
No one will listen, Mike. Not only are you rogue, but Halbeck's got an inside Alpha protocol somehow. If you're caught...
I know. Execution, imprisonment, possibly another lecture by Westridge. I'm on my own.
No, not exactly. They used you. But we can use Alpha protocol. There's so many levels of secrecy to it. Not even the staff know all the resources the program has.
Like?
Safe houses, weapons. If you're going after these targets, you'll need a base of operations in each city. I can dig up some spots that aren't listed in any records.
Like this one?
Better, I think. It sounds like you're going after these targets then.
Just because they tried to drop a missile on me doesn't mean I'm giving up on my mission. If Halbeck's trying to manipulate world events, it's my responsibility to stop them. Also, I don't like that they used me to do their dirty work, sending me to kill Shahid and get their merchandise back. No way am I letting them get away with that.
Judging from the data, Mike, it may be a good thing. If Halbeck's trying to cause a Cold War...
They've made a mistake. They're going to cause a real one.
The reporter. The photographer?
Scarlet.
You met her leaving Saudi, then in Taipei. But after that, we lost track of her. I always wondered how you two happened to meet. Coincidence?
I don't know.
You wouldn't believe the day I've had.
I think I've got you beat.
You ever been a pushy woman in the heart of Arabia?
Once, lost a bet.
Cute.
Yeah.
You could keep that up the entire flight, I bet.
Did you already have plans?
I was going to invite you to slow down.
You're right. It's a long flight. Plenty of time to get your name and hotel room.
Wow, you just come right out and say those kinds of things, huh?
When I'm not putting my foot in my mouth. By the way, I'm Mike.
So, Mike, when you're not getting shot down, what do you do with yourself that would bring you out to this part of the world?
I'm in claims and acquisitions for Halbeck, apparently. Still getting a feel for the job.
Oh,
That was my reaction. Or was that an O, as in I've never heard of Halbeck?
oh, as in the sense of yes, I've heard of Halbeck, military and construction contractor. That name comes up a lot in this region.
That's right. So if you're familiar with the area, that would make you a... Those your legs?
Other page.
Cover story by Scarlet Lake.
I heard she's on this flight.
Photojournalism, isn't that a bit dangerous, Scarlet?
If there's no risk, it's not important.
You may be onto something.
Here, call me. I have a lot of contacts in the area. Maybe we can work out a trade. If you should hear anything, of course.
What if I want to call, just to be endearing?
You should call someone else.
Wow, you're tough.
It seems to be endearing, unfortunately.
Yeah, but strip off that tough exterior.
Mike, your persistence is bordering on dense.
Maybe, but is it working?
You're... I have work to catch up on.
Yeah, and I should,
Good night, Mike.
Welcome to Moscow, Mike. How do you like your new apartment?
Nice digs. I see where all that Black Ops funding really goes now.
Invoking Alpha Protocol does have its upside.
Jealous.
Of you freezing your butt off in Moscow? Not so much. Although there is a certain appeal to sitting in that loft drinking cocoa while you are crawling around in the snow.
Ooh, you're a cruel woman.
All right, down to business then. Do you have a plan of attack for Moscow?
I've got a few leads from Saudi to follow up on. We'll see where those take me.
Sounds like a solid plan. What will you follow up on first?
Not sure yet. The missile launchers were moved through Leningradsky Station. There might be intel there. I've also got a CIA informant codenamed Grigori, and a mob underboss called Lazo.
Finding those missiles is important, although more information would be helpful. But from his file, Grigori looks like the type who would sell information about you to interested parties. Lazo might be able to provide some leads too.
Plus, they might be able to tell me what bars and strip joints I should hit while I'm here.
If you're trying to make me jealous,
I'm an international super spy. I have obligations.
just call when you have anything new, Hotshot.
Oh, great. Picture of Darcy. He wrote, Mike and Sean, fuck yeah! With 3 exclamation points. I'm here. Now to find Lazo.
What was that? What the fuck?
so crazy. One is Greco throwing another party. Put on some music. There is this color all around you. Like a...
Ha!
Let
Breakfast
me have
history.
some of that.
I'm the big man in my... Awesome. You wait.
Oh, that feels good.
I heard something. Fuck.
Lazo has been terminated. Move out.
What the hell's going on here?
Requesting backup. Forces insufficient. Send backup. reinforcements need support. Back up here. Flush it out.
What, nothing to say? I want to know what you're doing here. Who sent you? You're just a kid, so I'm willing to let this go. But you keep pushing it.
Mike, are you still there?
I'm here.
Someone was jamming the frequency. Are you all right?
Yeah, I think so. What's up with the connection? Looks like something's interfering with the transmission. Or... Great. You guys again. And I take it you're the leader? I ran into a little friend of yours tonight, hanging out with your G22 buddies. She's quite the little firecracker, although she doesn't talk much. Well, except with those pistols of hers.
That would be my bodyguard, Sis. And I know you spared her life. That's why I'm calling.
I didn't want to fight her. I was only there for Lazo. But she didn't give me much choice.
It was under my orders, Mike. But I didn't realize you would be there. Else, I would have instructed Sis to behave differently.
So should I ask what G22 is doing in Moscow? You guys sure seem to get around.
It's a rather long answer, Mike. One I'd like to discuss more, if you'd be up for it.
Is your bodyguard invited? If so, I'll need body armor.
I'm afraid it's required she be present. We're not supposed to be apart. It's how G22 operates in the field. But like you, I tend to bend the rules for the sake of the greater good. I'll leave the choice up to you, but I can't wait long. If you want to discuss your future, then meet me at the following coordinates. It isn't far. And come alone.
Alright. But I better not be walking into an ambush. And tell Sis to keep her distance.
I will do so. I will not wait long, Mike. So if you want to speak to me, you'll have to do it soon.
Pleasure cruisers on the Moscow River received a shock this morning when they discovered an empty yacht floating unattended on the river. Muscovite police were summoned to the scene after bloodstains and signs of a violent struggle were detected on the boat's deck.
Talk about your ghost ship.
Ghost ship indeed. Police are dragging the river where the yacht was found, but no bodies have been located yet.
Oof, spooky.
Terrorism. Still a threat? Authors from best-selling books on terrorism say yes and point to a recent rise in incidents in the Middle East as proof of their claims. Could another incident like 9/11 be in our future? Tune in for our special feature, Terror Threat, Global Terror in Our Backyards. Tragic news for dog lovers. The latest target of scammers are online puppy buyers, those seeking the comfort of canine companionship via the internet.
Many organizations have received complaints from buyers who have been taken in by multiple false claims, including the dreaded Nigerian pet scam, and lost hundreds of dollars.
Consumers have been asked not to trust any pictures of puppies they are sent. According to the Humane Society, just because you receive a picture from someone on the web does not necessarily mean that thing is real. Sobering news. A leading arms trafficker suspected of supplying terrorist organization Al-Samad was captured by coalition forces earlier this week. Mohammed Omar bin Nasri, based in a remote part of Saudi Arabia, was in possession of over $100 million worth of small arms, ammunition, missiles, and vehicles. His extradition to the United States is currently being worked out with the Saudi government.
In financial news, Halbeck Industries is facing intense scrutiny from shareholders. Just the latest bump in a troubled road for the once mighty defense contractor.
Halbeck has shown increasing signs of moving into a business slump. With profits shrinking and a reported 50% of their projects canceled, pressure from shareholders is suspected to force the industry giant into massive layoffs.
CEO Robert Halbeck III has given numerous reassurances to the press that the company is merely entering a, quote, re-engineering period and has no plans to institute a layoff program, but claims instead that the company is preparing for, quote, a new and exciting period of growth.
This most recent statement saw Halbeck stock rise 2 points yesterday, but this was soon followed by a plunge of 10 more points.
Certainly a tricky situation for the contractor. Hard to bring back confidence from a slump like that, wouldn't you say, Roger?
Definitely, Melissa. The CEO could try appearing with an attractive young coworker, although that doesn't always help ratings, or consumer confidence. More on this story as it develops. Coalition forces report sporadic outbreaks of violence across the Middle East, believed to be part of a power struggle between rival terrorist organizations.
Army spokesman.
New legislation aimed at...
Beautiful night. Let's not ruin it by shooting each other.
It's all right, sis.
Hello, Mike. No trouble finding the place, I hope.
You wanted to meet face to face. Why?
I wanted to talk about you and the organization I represent. You spared Sis's life. For that, you have my thanks.
I have something of hers. Here.
Did she give that to you? I see. The locket is a childhood memento. Perhaps those days are gone. Regardless, thank you for sparing her life. The gratitude comes from both of us, it seems.
According to what I've been able to dig up on you two, she's your bodyguard. If anyone should be saving someone's life, it's her.
That is correct.
Intel suggests she's an orphan. That you're not related.
I see you've accessed Interpol records, Agent Thornton. I thought I'd wipe those clean.
I'm thorough. But if she's your bodyguard, why did you send her to Laszlo's yacht? Isn't she supposed to be protecting you? She could have been killed, you know. That's no way to treat someone you care about. And no way to treat a child.
Sis would not be here today if not for me, Agent Thornton. The world is cruel in many respects. And every day we survive, we have gambled against death and won. And the locket she gave you. Perhaps Sis is not a child anymore. To throw away a childhood memento so carelessly.
That locket? It's not a childhood memento.
Excuse me?
The locket. It depicts St. George and the dragon. According to the legend, townsfolk fed their children to the dragon out of fear to prevent its wrath. Eventually, the king agreed to feed his own daughter to the beast.
I'm not sure I like the implication, Agent Thornton.
I wasn't aware there was one. I'm guessing only she knows how St. George factors in. But I'm wondering who G22 is in the story, and who you are. I'm sure Sis could clear it up. If she wanted to tell us, that is.
She can't.
Can't or won't.
She's a mute. Let's walk. Sis will make sure we're not interrupted.
All right. So, what did you want to talk about?
I know to all outward appearances you're a rogue agent. I also know about Alpha Protocol, and in your case, it's being used for its intended purpose.
Wasn't my choice, really. One of my associates made the decision for me.
I disagree. You had other options, I'm sure. Did enacting Alpha Protocol change your mission?
No.
Then you should be proud of your accomplishment.
What accomplishment?
It's not often that one gets to turn the tools of their own government against them, and for the right reasons. And Alpha Protocol? It is a powerful tool.
Between Halbeck and you, I'm beginning to feel like everyone knows about Alpha Protocol.
It may seem that way. I'd argue you're simply traveling in a smaller circle here, on the fringe of international politics.
I don't know what you want, Albatross. G22's agenda? Doesn't seem like you have one.
No. We have aspirations, as does any government. But we believe that agendas are accomplished by careful study and observation. If the status quo is disrupted, it makes predicting triggers and events more difficult.
You sound like one of the analysts of Alpha Protocol I know.
Alpha Protocol has always had someone in that role. It helps them function as intended, no matter what iteration of the program. It's an odd thing. A government-sponsored program whose purpose is to prevent being policed by its own government. Now, what kind of foundation is that for a country?
I guess you have to trust your country and act in its best interests.
Do you trust your country?
I do. I believe in the mission.
I propose we become allies.
What, I become a member of G22?
No. I propose we cooperate. You will find that as extensive as Alpha Protocol's leftover safe houses and gadgets are, well, G22 has access to much more.
And the price?
Let us say I owe you. You've already paid me, in the only currency I value. What do you say?
All right. I need all the friends I can get. And for some reason, I trust you.
You won't regret it, Mike. We're out of time, I'm afraid. Thank you for listening to me, Mike. I know you have a great deal of work ahead of you.
Albatross, I need to know something.
Yes. What?
This business with Halbeck. I can still prevent it, right? There's a way to stop them. This isn't going to end well, is it?
Mike, It never does.